You guys are just joining us. It's 5150 Fight Night 12, where fighters become pro inside the 5150 Fitness Center, Training Center in Livingston, California. We're live on Competitive Fighting Sports. Glenn Gorman, Phil Kaler, and the rest. My name is Jim Cooley, the Voice of Champions, at Voice of Champions on Instagram. Make sure you guys also follow 5150 LMT. And let's get the next fight started.
All right, are you ready for the next bout of the evening? Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Jesson Franklin.
Here comes Jesson Franklin. And Jesson Franklin, for his part, makes his debut here tonight. And he's an independent fighter, so it says. So he's not really training with a team per se, probably training with his buddies, learning how to fight. Come out here and try his wares at 5150 Fight Night as he takes on Christopher Johnson. Don't know a lot about Jesson Franklin. He's had no fights. He doesn't have a team I can talk about. We're going to find out together what Jesson Franklin's all about. He's in great shape. He looks the part. Lightweights, 155-pounders on display. Definitely ripped up.
And fighting out of the red corner, Christopher Johnson.
And here comes Christopher Johnson, 5 foot 10 inches tall and 155 pounds. His last fight was May 18th, so just a month turnaround, but he did lose that fight in the first round by sub. And he makes the walk to the ring, ready to rock and roll. Where fighters become pro, 5150 Fight Night 12. Look how beautiful it is inside this arena. Glenn Gorman, the best looking producer in America, bringing you guys the action here tonight. Of course, the standards for producers are much lower than they are for ring announcers. We're all much better looking.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Jesson Franklin. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Christopher Johnson.
All right, guys, so both guys are in the red trunks, but it's the Muay Thai trunks that belong to Jesson Franklin. It's the 5150 Fight Night trunks that belong to Christopher Johnson. Blue tape for Jesson, red tape for Johnson. They both got dreads. The blonde belongs to Johnson. I mean, these guys are brothers. Let's go. Round number one, lightweights. Jesson debuting here tonight. Johnson coming off of a loss, looking to avenge it. Eats a big left hand. Lead left hand there. Jab from Jesson Franklin. Franklin stumbles. Looking for a guillotine here. Oh, he might have this. Jesson was not fighting it off. Now, he needs to let this go at this point. It's actually going to get him in trouble. He needs to let it go. He needs to let go of that head, and he does not. And because of that, Jesson's back on his feet, and he's got a dominant position. Uppercut there from Jesson Franklin. Body shot. Looking for a guillotine right now is Christopher Johnson. Overhand right just misses, and Jesson says, nah, I don't think so. Adjusts his cup. He's ready to rock. Awkward stance and punches from Jesson, and sometimes that can work against your opponent because you don't know what he's going to do. Jesson looks for a sweep, and it backfires, and immediately moves to mount, does Christopher Johnson. Johnson on top, working from the mount. Jesson not sure what to do here. He needs to try to get at least back to half guard, not turn his back. We saw that happen in the last fight when Leo Ramos picked up a rear naked. And this is what happens when you're debuting. You give up your back when you start to panic, and you don't realize you're putting yourself in a worse situation. If he holds on here, oh, he tapped! I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know what's going to happen. Brian Tyler may let this fight continue. The tap came after the bell. This is going to be interesting. He tapped right as the buzzer sounded. Brian Tyler's going to let this fight continue. He did not tap till after the bell, so it's not an official tap. Man, that's tough. David Shirley's going to talk to Brian Tyler. They may have the doctor look at him. They may have to have the doctor look at him because in the end, he did get choked. He might not want to go anymore. We're going to find out right now what Jesson is all about because they're going to let him go if he wants to. And I don't know. I almost think they should have the doctor look at Jesson Franklin. When a guy taps, it's usually because he's about to go unconscious. So this fight will continue with no check from the doctor. And Jesson Franklin tapped after the buzzer. And that's the second time we've seen the rookie mistake tonight of turning your back on your opponent in full mount. Oh, and a big right hand. Johnson stumbles him. And he smells blood in the water. And Franklin's in big trouble after just being almost choked out in round number one. He's eating big leather. Christopher Johnson is an animal right now. Deep kick. Jesson Franklin's got his hands way too low for what's happening right now. And Johnson is going to... Oh, and it's a big right hand. And Jesson Franklin's in trouble. And Brian Tyler's probably going to stop this fight pretty quickly, considering the tap in round number one. Super good decision. Good refereeing by Brian Tyler to let the fight continue in round one. That was the right decision. And it was definitely the right decision to jump in and stop this fight because Jesson Franklin was in big trouble. And Christopher Johnson has picked up his first win as a mixed martial artist. And, man, he's letting Jesson hear about it. Christopher Johnson's pumped up. He is pumped up. Brian Tyler, everything he did in that fight was perfect. Said no, he tapped after the bell. The fight will continue, but then he kept a very close eye on him on round number two. He saw him get stumbled. He knew he was in trouble. And when Johnson got on top, Brian Tyler was right there to make it happen. Great outing for Christopher Johnson. Phil Flathers, our matchmaker, will give him some love. We won't tell Phil that cargo pants and the belt hanging off the side are out of style. We'll let him figure that out on his own. Send it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for these two fighters, please. And your winner in the second round at 48 seconds by stoppage, Christopher Johnson.
Johnson picks up his first amateur win here tonight.
She say, do you